People throw around numbers on Reddit like, I made $1,000 last month doing this, or this beats my day job. Sometimes that's the whole story. Usually, it's about 10% of it. So I found a thread where 5 people described how they actually make extra money, and I want to look at what's underneath the number, not just the number. First one. Flipping vintage home decor. One seller says they consistently make at least $1,000 a month, mostly on Etsy. They source from Goodwill, Salvation Army, estate sales, clean it, photograph it, list it, store it, and weigh it. Jewelry, small lamps, brass pieces, and unusual decor sell well for them. Pottery and generic vintage paintings, according to them, are oversaturated. Too many people are already doing it. One example they gave was a 19th century wood and mother of pearl cross. Bought it for $7. Sold it for $600. That sounds great until you notice how much work is hiding inside the word flipping. Sourcing, cleaning, photographing, writing listings, storing inventory, packing, shipping, sometimes sitting on something for months before it sells. This isn't passive income. It's a small resale business, and the actual skill is recognizing what other people are walking past. Second one is stranger, which pays 6 figures. That's a big claim, but notice they didn't build it overnight. They say it took years. Tanks, lighting, filtration, water chemistry, healthy stock, buyers, and if you're shipping outside your area, live animal shipping. So the interesting part isn't coral equals money. It's that there are tiny, specific markets out there where real money moves, and someone with the right knowledge can build a business inside one of them. Third one is the simplest by far. A 78-year-old former software developer says he makes around $1,800 a month doing house calls, fixing computers, TVs, printers, and internet problems for elderly and low-income people. Over 400 customers. 15 to 25 jobs a month. How he started. He moved into a 55-plus community. Noticed nobody was helping the other residents with their tech. Made some flyers, put them up around his community in a nearby mobile home park. Word of mouth did the rest. No funnel, no ad spend. He found people with a recurring problem and made himself easy to find. The catch, if you want something you can do while traveling, is that this isn't it. He has to physically go to people's homes. Fourth, 3D printing. Someone's running 5 printers, up to 18 hours a day, selling into a specific niche through Etsy and eBay. They started with 1 printer just to cover their own filament costs. Then 3, then 5. They won't say what the niche is, which is probably smart. The printers aren't really the business. You could own 10 of them and still make nothing if nobody wants what comes out. The actual skill is finding a small, specific niche where people are already looking for something and designing the thing they'll buy. Last one, furniture flipping. One person says they can make $1,000 in a week. Someone else in the thread adds a specific tactic. Post listings to Facebook Marketplace around 2 in the morning on Thursday. So they're near the top of the feed when people start scrolling Friday after work. Also, check wealthy neighborhoods on trash night, because usable furniture ends up at the curb more often than you'd think. Again, not passive. You need some way to move and store furniture, decent photos, and the patience to deal with marketplace buyers, which is basically its own side hustle. But the math works if you're getting furniture for free or close to it and reselling locally. No shipping involved. So out of all 5, none of it's magic. Every one of these involves specialized knowledge, labor, equipment, storage, customer service, or years of figuring out what actually sells, which is probably the real lesson here. The question isn't what side hustle makes money. It's what problem is this person actually solving? Where are the customers coming from? And what's missing from the 2-sentence version? Because I make $1,000 a month doing this means something very different once you unpack what doing this actually is.